Welcome back to Ascending Spiritual Lectures, where we dive deeper than distraction and rise higher than the simulation. Today's message is simple. The enemy doesn't want you to be still, because stillness is where God speaks. The war against stillness in this generation, everything is meticulously designed to keep you perpetually in motion. Scrolling, clicking, reacting. We've been conditioned to accept that constant productivity is a direct proof of purpose. Yet, this couldn't be further from the truth. Stillness is not laziness, it's alignment. And herein lies the reason the enemy fears it. Because stillness is the fertile ground where divine downloads manifest, blueprints for life are conceived, and the voice of God crescendos above the worldly cacophony. As stated by Blaise Pascal, the philosopher who profoundly said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." This underscores the modern struggle against stillness and the enemy's relentless efforts to ensure we are continually distracted. This is where things get really strange. But stay with me in today's digital age. There is a stark and growing separation between those who are perpetually distracted and those who possess the rare ability to focus. This divide is rapidly becoming the new wealth gap, one not measured by financial prosperity, but by cognitive clarity, creativity, and spiritual wealth. The battle for attention, the battleground for this emerging divide, begins with a fight for your attention, your focus. Every day, an unrelenting barrage of information clamors for a slice of your mental space. At the forefront of this onslaught are attention farm websites, platforms like TikTok, that offer ephemeral pleasures under the guise of entertainment. While these platforms seem to deliver joy and connection freely, the hidden tax lies in something far more valuable. Your time, your brain power, and your focus. The transaction is laughably one-sided. As you spend more time on these platforms, the algorithms adjust to capture greater slices of your attention, ultimately aiming to profit from your most potent energy source, your sexual energy. Research highlights that as you engage more frequently with these platforms, you're gently nudged toward content that stimulates and hijacks this energy. They thrive on promoting visually captivating yet superficial content to captivate and divert you. Scantily clad women are pushed to the forefront, celebrated under the banner of femme empowerment, yet often functioning as another cog in the machine designed to hold your gaze captive, sell more advertisements, and ultimately enslave you to dopamine. The trap of apparent empowerment, this enticement subtly disguises itself as self-expression and empowerment, but it is, in truth, a trap. The endless scroll, combined with provocative visuals, has turned into a clever ploy to siphon energy, divert intention, and cultivate dependence. Philosopher and psychologist William James stated, "The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook." Wisdom, then, becomes an exercise in discernment, recognizing distractions that deplete rather than enrich and knowing when to avert your gaze. The unseen cost of distraction, each moment spent on these platforms comes with an unseen but significant price. You lose not only precious time, but also the depth and substance of focus. Persistent engagement erodes your ability to be still, to be present, and to truly absorb the richness of life unfolding around you. Your sexual energy, often considered the most vital and creative life force, is manipulated without your awareness. It's diverted from its true purpose of inspiring and propelling you to higher realms of being and creativity. These distractions numb this energy, leaving you desensitized to the genuine callings of your spirit. Isaiah 30 verse 15 reminds us, "In repentance and rest is your salvation, in quietness and trust is your strength." The restoration of stillness and focus becomes essential in reclaiming the strength that has been diluted by distraction. Remember this part, because it ties back in later in a way you won't expect. Achieving clarity and redirection. 1. Guarding your mind. Approach digital content with a discerning mind. Question the narratives being fed to you, especially those disguised as empowerment, yet yielding only superficial gratification. Fortify your mind with affirmations and truths aligned with your values and goals. 2. Empowering through disconnection. Take time to disconnect, to purposefully unplug from digital noise. Let this be an opportunity to reconnect with nature, meditate, pray, and engage in purposeful activities that foster growth, creativity, and alignment. When you disconnect strategically, you empower yourself to return more focused and intentional. 3. Cultivate mindfulness in consumption. Practice mindfulness in your digital consumption. Choose content that uplifts, educates, and inspires. Curate experiences that add richness and value to your life, not content that diminishes your self-worth or clarity. Conclusion. The call to stand apart. In conclusion, recognize that the war against stillness is a deliberate and strategic battle against personal empowerment and purpose. While distractions are omnipresent, the conscious decision to cultivate stillness and protect your focus sets you apart. True freedom lies in reclaiming your time, your focus, and particularly your energy for pursuits that genuinely fulfill and define you. This journey is not about rejecting the modern world, but about approaching it with wisdom and discernment. Let the words of Proverbs 4 verses 25 to 27 guide you. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil. This is a call to recognize the tools of distraction and stand tall as a warrior of light, a guardian of your own sacred energy. This might sound wild, but it's backed up by Scripture. Let me show you. Biblical stillness. Psalm 46 verse 10 proclaims, "Be still and know that I am God." God's instruction wasn't to make noise or multiply busyness. He called us to be still. In stillness, we find the spiritual frequency that unlocks divine truth and revelation. It's the chord to which heaven attunes. Throughout history, prophets sought solitude, retreating into caves, venturing into deserts, and resting in gardens. They found God's guidance not in the frenzy of crowds, but within the quietude of stillness, where they received instructions and blueprints directly from heaven's throne. This ensures that when we pause and turn inward, the divine connection becomes clearer and untainted by earthly distractions. Why the enemy hates stillness. The system intricately designs chaos to keep us in perpetual motion. Why? Because motion without revelation leads to burnout. You may find yourself moving, yet going nowhere. Working with no foundation being built. Performing, yet not transforming. This is the crux of deception. But the moment you pause, be still and silent, the enemy becomes undone. Silence creates the atmosphere for revelation. And revelation is the catalyst that breaks down strongholds, shatters ignorance, and dismantles fear. You can't build an ark in a nightclub. You can't receive divine strategies while being ensnared by distractions. Wisdom comes from within, calm and clarity, not chaos and clutter. Let's delve into a critical insight that transcends the spiritual realm and finds its footing in the art of war. Sun Tzu, in his wisdom, articulates that winning a war hinges on managing energy and resources. If the enemy can keep you depleted of energy, they have already gained the upper hand without having to exert significant effort. Think about it. After spending time scrolling through IG Reels or TikTok, do you feel invigorated? Do you emerge with a newfound zeal to chase your dreams? Can you muster the motivation to clean the entire house or tackle the stack of dishes next to your desk? The answer, for most, is usually a resounding no. Don't click away yet, because this is the part the enemy doesn't want you to hear. The manipulation of energy. The enemy is acutely aware of this, a cruel advantage that drives their tactics. This is precisely why the algorithms of modern social media are so frenetic and chaotic. They bombard you with an endless array of content, jumping from car accidents to global instability and political turmoil, then right back to twerking videos, and intertwining it all with controversies around the battle between the sexes. This incessant barrage is designed to throw you off mentally. Each swipe and scroll might feel like downtime, a momentary escape from daily pressures, but in reality, it is a calculated strategy to deplete your mental bandwidth. This ceaseless stimulation drives your brainwaves to fluctuate between beta, activated, aware, and alpha, calm, reflective states, creating a cocktail of incoherent thoughts. Your mental faculties overheat, leaving you feeling drained, fragmented, and unable to focus on what truly matters. You may spend hours scrolling, but emerge with a sense of confusion, a fog that clouds your vision and diminishes your resolve. The power of stillness now. Imagine what happens when you make the decision to cultivate stillness. The moment you settle into a meditative state, you begin to redirect your energy. As you close your eyes, breathe deeply, and embrace the silence, something miraculous occurs. Your brainwaves start to align into coherent patterns. You gain profound clarity. The mental fog dissipates, and in that sacred stillness, you see possibilities unfold before you. Dreams that once felt distant become tangible, and burdens that weighed heavily on your shoulders begin to lift. The enemy seeks to disrupt this transformation. God's word reassures us in Psalm 46, verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God." In this stillness, you reconnect not only with your spirit, but with divine wisdom that guides your every step. The clarity you gain serves as a source of invulnerability against the deceptive tactics of the enemy. The enemy's fear of clarity, the enemy fears stillness above all else. Why? Because it is in the stillness that you become aware of your true strength, your divine purpose. And any attempt to distract you loses its power. In these quiet moments, you reconnect to the wellspring of creativity and insight that God has placed within you. Sun Tzu's principles remind us that energy management is a pivotal tact in warfare. The enemy knows that by keeping you mentally and emotionally drained, they can manipulate your thoughts, moods, and decisions with ease. Through overwhelming distraction, they hope to prevent you from stepping into your power and keep you treading water in mediocrity. When you prioritize stillness, however, you disrupt their strategy, regaining control over your thoughts and energy. Here's where the spiritual warfare gets real. Cultivating consistent stillness to build this strength within yourself. Here are a few practices to cultivate stillness in your daily life. 1. Establish quiet times. Dedicate specific moments throughout your day to embrace stillness. This can be in the form of morning meditations, quiet walks in nature, or intentional breaks where you disconnect from technology. Allow your mind and body to rest without stimulation, genuinely tuning into your thoughts and emotions. 2. Journaling. Keep a journal where you explore your feelings, dreams, and insights. Writing allows you to process the clutter in your mind, making room for clarity and understanding. It becomes not only a reflective practice, but a powerful tool in uncovering the profound truths God has for you. 3. Intentional worship. Engage deeply in worship. It opens a direct line to the divine. Play music that uplifts your spirit, write songs, or simply sit in silence and express your gratitude. Worship can create a transformative atmosphere, setting the stage for revelation and guidance to manifest. 4. Digital detox. Implement regular digital detoxes where you consciously disconnect from social media and electronic distractions. Use this time to reflect, pray, or engage in activities that ground you in reality rather than the virtual realm. Conclusion. The power within. In conclusion, embracing the power of stillness is vital in your spiritual journey. Recognize that overexposure to distraction serves only to dilute your potential and obscure your path. In stillness, you find the clarity to connect deeply with your true purpose and identity, allowing your spirit to thrive. Every moment spent in conscious stillness fortifies your resolve and equips you with the insights you need to progress on your journey. As we navigate this world filled with distractions, always remember that your ability to harness stillness is a formidable weapon against the encroachments of the enemy. If you've been watching up until now, this next part will confirm everything. The ripple effects of stillness. When you cultivate stillness in your life, the effects extend beyond your personal experience. You create a ripple effect that also impacts those around you, inspiring others to embrace stillness. By modeling this powerful practice, you invite others to consider their own need for quiet and reflection. Your commitment to stillness can awaken a desire in friends and family to seek out similar calm in their lives, fostering an environment where everyone can flourish. Collective spiritual strength. As people around you begin to embrace stillness, a collective spiritual strength emerges. Imagine a community dedicated to prayer, introspection, and mindfulness, a force that resonates in the spiritual ether and shifts the atmosphere toward light and truth. In Matthew 18, verse 20, Jesus reassures us, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." This promise underscores the power of unity in pursuing spiritual clarity. Gather with others who are committed to raising their vibrations through stillness, creating sacred spaces of understanding and support. The enemy's response to your stillness. Understand that the enemy will not remain passive as you embrace stillness. They will attempt to counter your peaceful moments with distractions, doubts, and whispers of insecurity. As you build the practice of stillness, be prepared for these challenges. The enemy knows that the deeper you go into these sacred spaces, the harder it becomes for them to reach you. The clarity and insight you gain during stillness illuminate the strategies they attempt to deploy, allowing you to recognize their attempts for what they are: manipulative tactics designed to take you off course. 1. Prepare for spiritual warfare. As you embrace stillness, prepare for spiritual warfare. Equip yourself with the armor of God, Ephesians 6 verses 10 to 18, ensuring that you remain protected as you engage with the forces of darkness. Recognize that your commitment to stillness will make you a target. However, you possess the light that dispels darkness. 2. Deepening your connection with God. Use your moments of stillness to foster a deeper connection with God. Be intentional in your prayers, asking for guidance and for the resolve to remain steadfast against any distractions. In those quiet times, listen for God's whispers, allowing His voice to lead you through the noise. And then God gave me a word so clear, I had to write it down instantly. The transformation of your environment. As the practice of stillness becomes ingrained in your life, expect not only personal transformation, but also a shift in your environment. You will begin to notice a more profound sense of peace and clarity filtering into your relationships, work, and interactions. Creating sacred spaces. Designate areas in your home where stillness reigns. These can be places for meditation, prayer, or quiet reflection. Spaces that are clear of distractions and filled with items that inspire peace, such as candles, crystals, or sacred texts. Nurturing positive relationships. Surrounding yourself with those who respect and support your commitment to stillness enables your growth. Seek companions who appreciate the value of silence and introspection as much as you do. Together, you can build a community rooted in mutual respect and shared devotion. Conclusion. The gift of stillness. In conclusion, recognizing the war against stillness in our lives serves as a transformative journey. Embrace this gift as a foundation for clarity, insight, and divine connection. The chaotic world around us seeks to pull us into relentless movement, distracting us from the transformative power found in moments of quiet reflection. Stand firm in your commitment to stillness, and you'll discover that it's not simply about escaping the noise. It's about finding your true voice amidst it. This exploration into the importance of stillness reinforces that your journey is sacred. Continue to nurture this practice, assuring that you remain aligned with your purpose while effectively resisting the distractions designed to undermine your progress. As we conclude, remember this: true power lies in your ability to cultivate stillness, allowing God to speak into your spirit and guide you on your transformative journey. You're not here by accident. The next 60 seconds are specifically for you. The power of withdrawal. Even Jesus withdrew. He didn't solely dwell among crowds. He often sought stillness. Into the mountains, into the garden. He understood the pivotal truth: you can't minister publicly if you don't align privately. In stillness, you recharge your spirit, revitalize your purpose, and receive your next divine instruction. Stillness is where you escape the noise and regain the truth. Even philosophers like Descartes valued withdrawal, famously saying, "The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries." It is in the quietude of learning and contemplation that one truly embraces wisdom. Most of us have been taught and conditioned to believe that in order to be a leader, you must always be in everyone's face, constantly visible so that people acknowledge who's in charge. This mentality is, quite frankly, a naive strategy. The reality is that true power, the kind that resonates and commands respect, can be just as effective when the person holding that power is absent as when they are present. The illusion of constant visibility considers the nature of human relationships. Familiarity breeds contempt. How often have you noticed that as you spend time with a new group of friends or colleagues, they begin to grow too comfortable in their interactions? You may start to hear jokes from them that, upon reflection, carry an insidious tone, a subtle erosion of respect masquerading as humor. I'm not talking about the close friendships cultivated over years. Those rooted in an understanding and mutual teasing that comes from a place of love. I'm referring to the jabs and digs slipped into conversations among those still getting to know each other. Your spirit recognizes the spiritual residue attached to those jokes. If you hold even a basic level of discernment, you'll sense that these jests are designed to dismantle your confidence, seeking to create fissures in the armor of your self-worth. This becomes magnified if you are an attractive, ambitious, or driven individual. The power of strategic withdrawal. This is where you must learn the profound power of withdrawal from the crowd. Recognizing when to step back from situations, environments, or relationships allows you to reclaim your energy and preserve your spirit. When you disengage, people will begin to wonder what you're up to. They may question if they have fallen out of your good graces, or they might even scramble to repose themselves, trying desperately to win back your favor. But understand this, those who react this way are not your friends. They are vultures, opportunists seeking to freeload on the back of your camel as it hastily travels toward the promised land. It's about to make sense. Keep listening. The wisdom of silence and absence in Proverbs 17 verse 28, we read, "Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent." This wisdom reflects the reality that truly powerful individuals do not need to stake their claim through constant visibility. Their authority is rooted in their ability to wield influence without being present, demonstrating that silence can be an exponential vector of strength. When you withdraw, you create an aura of mystery and curiosity. This does not only disrupt the complacency of those around you, but invigorates them to reassess their own perceptions and relationships. They begin to question their views of you when you slip out of the spotlight they have grown too accustomed to. Some may marvel at your absence, pondering what you might be up to. Others may scramble, realizing they have taken your presence for granted and now face the uncertainty of losing their place in your life. This natural reaction unveils their insecurity and the latent desire for validation that can cloud genuine friendship. The path of self-discovery. Use your withdrawal as an opportunity for self-discovery. Engage with inquiry. What drives your need for social validation? Is it rooted in insecurity, or is it a reflection of your path toward authenticity? In this reflective space, you can reconnect with your core values, heightening awareness of your true essence. Consider the words of Lao Tzu, "When you let go of what you are, you become what you might be." In your withdrawal, you allow the space for transformation and reflection, stepping back from the noise and distractions to better understand your journey and purpose. I almost didn't want to share this part, but I know someone watching needs to hear it. Discernment in relationships. When you withdraw, be discerning about the relationships you re-engage with. Recognize that those who seek your favor with opportunistic intentions will reveal their true colors as you step back into your power. 1. Identify true friends. Acknowledge the differences between genuine friends and opportunists. True friends celebrate your absence and support your growth, while opportunists only seek to secure their own interests. 2. Evaluate your own motivations. Reflect on your motivations in relationships. Are you drawn to maintain connections out of fear of loneliness, or is it a genuine desire to build together? Understanding your impulses guides you toward healthier interactions. 3. Re-establish boundaries. As you return to the crowd, set clear boundaries that reflect your growth. Make it known that respect and mutual support are prerequisites for your engagement. Allowing others to understand your worth establishes a foundation for deeper, more fulfilling relationships. In conclusion, the power of withdrawal is a tool you can wield with intention and confidence. It allows you to reclaim your energy, reassess your relationships, and engage again with renewed clarity and purpose. This ability to retreat into stillness strengthens your spiritual resolve and fortifies your leadership. As you embrace your role as a silent warrior, remember that true power lies not in the noise, but in the quiet strength of your presence. When you choose to withdraw strategically, you position yourself to discern the intentions and energies around you, ensuring that you remain aligned with your higher calling. The impact of your withdrawal. When you engage in this practice of withdrawal, it serves multiple purposes. Refinement of purpose. By stepping back, you create an opportunity for refining your purpose. Use this time to meditate on your aspirations, values, and the calling that guides you. Reflection fosters clarity, allowing you to realign with your divine path. Enhanced spiritual insight. In stillness, you can hear the voice of God more clearly. The distractions of daily life often drown out the subtle whispers of His guidance. Consider the profound truth in Psalm 37 verse 7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. This psalm encourages you to attune your ear to God amidst the clamor of the world, gaining the insights necessary to empower your decisions. Greater connection with your inner self. Withdrawal allows for deeper introspection and fosters a connection with your inner self. This process is integral to becoming the person you were created to be. As you engage in soul-searching, you strip away the layers of societal expectations that cloud your true identity. Discerning real connections. When you return to your community, you'll find that your time away will have allowed you to identify genuine relationships that uplift and encourage. These connections deepen your resolve, offering companionship with those who respect your journey and support your growth. Be vigilant in recognizing that some who may seek to reconnect during your absence might not have the purity of heart needed to engage honestly. This is why it's essential to maintain discernment, understanding the difference between those who truly support you and those who are opportunistic, waiting for a moment of vulnerability to reclaim their stake in your life. Don't click away yet, because this is the part the enemy doesn't want you to hear. Building a legacy of authenticity. As you continue to embrace the power of withdrawal, remember that your actions impact not just your present, but the legacy you wish to leave. By modeling this behavior for others, you create a culture of intentionality that encourages those around you to pursue authenticity over conformity. 1. Teach others the value of retreat. Share your insights and experiences regarding the power of stillness and withdrawal. Encourage friends and family to consider the benefits of stepping back from distractions, to reflect, pray, and explore their true selves. 2. Foster an environment of understanding. Create a space for acceptance where individuals can be authentic without fear of judgment. Promoting conversations around the importance of personal development and stillness fosters a culture that supports individual paths toward enlightenment. Conclusion. Rising as a silent warrior. As we wrap up this exploration of the power of withdrawal, let us celebrate the strength found in embracing stillness. Understand that your ability to step back and reassess gifts you with insights that transcend the ordinary, bringing forth clarity and purpose in a tumultuous world. Always remember that you are not inferior for needing moments of withdrawal. Instead, you are a silent warrior painting your journey with resilience, focus, and authenticity. In a world clamoring for your attention, reclaim your power through wise retreat. Use these moments to cultivate your inner strength, deepen your relationship with God, and enhance your understanding of your role within the greater tapestry of life. This has been a segment on the power of withdrawal within ascending knowledge. Keep rising, keep reflecting, and know that your stillness fuels your strength. United in purpose, we will illuminate the path ahead for each other, walking boldly in the light of divine truth. Closing encouragement. So today, I challenge you, turn off your phone. Step outside. Get still. God's been waiting to talk. But sometimes, we're too caught up in the din to hear him. There's a scroll with your name on it, yet it only opens in stillness. Stay focused. Stay grounded. Stay ascending. And remember, stillness isn't empty, it's full of God. Embrace the silence and embracing silence. Remember that this practice is an act of rebellion against the pervasive chaos of modern living. It is a conscious choice to prioritize spiritual depth over surface-level noise. As you engage in stillness, consider it both a refuge and a spiritual awakening, a sacred space brimming with the potential of divine communication. Let your stillness become your sanctuary, where the voice of God, often overshadowed by the clamor of everyday life, echoes through your spirit with clarity and assurance. This exploration into the profound depth of stillness reminds us that true wisdom and revelation often come not from the storm, but from the calm within. Until next time, keep seeking the quiet moments where the Spirit speaks, and let them guide you to new realms of understanding and fulfillment. Embrace the power of stillness, for it is in the silence that we truly hear. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ascending spiritual lectures. As you go forth, remember that your spiritual journey unfolds most beautifully when you allow yourself to pause, reflect, and listen deeply. If you're still here, you're not just watching a video. You're part of a remnant. This was a download from Ascending Spiritual Lectures, but this mission goes deeper than one upload. If you want more spiritual fire, hit Ascended Knowledge, where we break down prophetic vision, dream decoding, and spiritual warfare. Subscribe now, not because I asked you to, but because something in your spirit recognized